Hello, as I prepare to go on GUI Gurus to talk about storytelling, I'm just going to take a second to record a little bit of this and share a little bit about what I think is a good strength in storytelling, and that is character voices. So where I usually start with character voices is I will try and pick a place in my mouth where I want to feel that vibration happening. So if you talk about the average American dialect, that vibration kind of happens in the center of your mouth, or maybe a little bit more forward towards your teeth, um, off center as you talk. So as you're looking at making a new character voice, the place I usually start is putting that somewhere else and just playing around with it, which often leads to me talking to myself and getting made fun of by my family. So, for example, if you want to go more forward with that vibration, you could slip into what might sound like an Irish dialect. So instead of that vibration being here, you're trying to push that vibration forward in your mouth. Or maybe even if you're going to over-exaggerate it, push it clear outside of your mouth, which might bring you more toward a breathy dialect, which I'm starting to slip into an Irish tone, even though I'm not using the lilt and all of that stuff. So that's kind of one place you kind of push it forward. Another character that I had was a Loxodon, which has a big trunk because of Elephant Man. And as we start to create, we want to create things that maybe aren't a dialect from Scotland or England or Ireland. Although those are kind of tropes for different characters in fantasy settings. So my Loxodon with a big nose, I thought, okay, well, what is this going to feel like? I'm going to try and push that vibration straight into my nose. So I push it straight to the top of my mouth and I put it in my nose. And then I would drop my voice a little bit as I go into talking, still pushing that into my nose. And then, of course, I started talking really slowly as I explored this character. And if he gets really excited, he needs a big breath through that nose to continue talking as I go into this very slow, deep nose type voice. So, and then for this character, the agent of Jinxx, I thought, well, what if I throw it to the side? So I'm trying to throw my vibration in my mouth to the left. And so it forces my mouth to do a little something different, which also becomes part of the character. And I'm pushing that vibration almost into my left cheek as I start talking as this character. It also gives me a bit of a lisp, and I'm able to do that. So I'm able to personify this weird agents of Jinxx by just shifting that focus of that vibration to one side or the other. So those are kind of just focusing on where that vibration is in your mouth can help you start to explore characters. And also thinking about those characters like the trunk in front of you. So what might that sound like? It also helps you to kind of, the best thing about a character is they have this nice, awesome voice. And then 2 months later, you have this game and you can't remember what you did. Whereas if you start thinking about those types of things, where did I put that vibration in my mouth for this character? You can write that down. How much breathiness did I use? Maybe from a 1 to 10. How much of breath through my nose do I use as I do this? The volume, the depth, the tonality of it. These are all things that you could try and kind of write down with that NPC to say, here's how I made that voice. And by having kind of look at it like a character generator in your favorite video game RPG, it's got sliders, right? So you've got your slider for where the vibration is, and the slider for how breathy it is. And just think about noting those things yourself, and then you can recreate that voice rather easily. Also, like I'm doing now, recording a bit of the voices that you create. And then the other last bit to help you with that is to think of a catchphrase. And this doesn't have to be something the character always says, but it's something that your mind thinks about as that character, so that you can then go back and go, I'm going to say that sentence or two as the character until it sounds right, until it sounds like that character. And it can also be a catchphrase that that character uses when you're in game. So those are some of my tips about making character voices. Stay in touch, ask questions. I'd love to help people to become more immersive storytellers. May all of your adventures be sticky.